What's up, guys? It's Crash, and I have a massive DeltaForce video for you guys today. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take about the 2-hour live stream that went on and on about everything coming with the Season 2 Starfall that's going to be in DeltaForce. I'm going to break it down for you into much less time. We'll see if we can do it in sub 10 minutes and get you guys the information that you need to know. And there is a lot to discuss here. However, who knows how long it's exactly going to take. But man, this thing is going to have some mixed reactions, because if you're a PC player, you're having a good time, you're loving the game like so many are, with the player numbers staying, up around 100,000 almost every day on Steam, you're gonna love it. There's a lot of content coming. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's some really cool stuff that I'm looking forward to. On the flip side of it, there's some kind of dodgy cosmetics that people are gonna wonder about. But man, one of the content creators at the end of the video asked about console, and they pretty much just snubbed it. And we know that console was supposed to be coming in the first quarter of 2025 is the last official word we got on it. We are into the first quarter of 2025. So I fully expected that was going to be one of the bombshell things that they announced to talk about when console's coming, because we know along with that is supposed to be controller support. And they essentially dodged the question and didn't answer it. And along the lines of kind of not feeling great, it didn't give me a warm, fuzzy feeling. They also said that the mobile version is delayed. That was supposed to be coming out pretty soon. It's going to be delayed until the summer. So does that mean console's delayed? It feels like it, but it has not officially been stated. So it didn't feel good to hear that about console. So, I guess not really hear anything, because we literally didn't hear anything. They did not mention console at all. I was surprised, and that is a little bit troubling to me. So I thought I'd get that out of the way, because that was a bit of a bummer. Let's get into it and talk about everything that you guys need to know in much less time than 2 hours. How about that? So the first thing they talked about was hit reg optimization and netcode. They worked through a lot of that stuff. That's really all they said. Don't know if it's lip service. They didn't go any of the details. I wish we would have known what was getting better about netcode. I would have loved to know. Some new destruction. The stuff that they showed off was awesome. It looked really cool. They showed the bobble tower coming down. It reminded me of some Battlefield Levolution. It looked really cool. 2 new warfare maps. Guys, can you believe it? In a Battlefield type game, more than 1 map a season. Mind blown. 2 warfare maps, 1 infantry map, which is Razor's Edge. It's going to take place on top of the dam. So it's like kind of a meat grinder one, but it has 3 levels. So there's flank routes. Should be very interesting to see, called Knife's Edge, fighting at each other on the dam, very linear. The other one is going to be a combined arms map with vehicles and infantry as well. Much bigger map, kind of taking place over a bridge and like a railway. It looked really cool. Some new vehicle mechanics, changing attachments in game is going to be an option, as well as some better driving physics, how it handles running into walls and things like that. As far as operations, the big new content is going to be a Zero Dam expansion. There is a big underground area now in the Zero Dam where that hooks onto different things. It basically is underneath the admin building. So it's like another floor of the admin building. It connects like the cement plant to the power station. It just felt like they never showed an overall view of it, but to me, it felt like it was almost like a third of the map being added. So a big expansion for Zero Dam. And then Space City is getting a little bit more expansion to space out some of the spawn points and make it a little bit easier to move around, as well as a new kind of dynamic bridge event. The main death bridge is going to be collapsed with some heavy tier loot around it from time to time. So just another dynamic event that I really like, similar to the plane crash that's on Leali Grove, where the plane crashes, it'll play a cutscene so you know what's happening, and then you got to adjust your tactics. I really like that. Then something else I'm very interested to play is a time-limited game mode called Hot Zone. If you guys have seen my leak videos, we've already talked about it, but we got some more information right here. It is going to be 3v3v3. Nothing from your stash is going to be consumed. You're going to eliminate players or capture and decode the mantle break in game to win. So it's basically kind of like Cutthroat from Call of Duty, where a flag pops up towards the end unless you kill all the other teams, then you win that way. So 1 life mode. Win points. So if you win, you can buy more powerful gear in the purchase screens in between rounds. 3 match points to win. Start out with random gear, and it's made on previous operation maps. So they mentioned, and this makes sense, it's a good way to learn some of those maps without having to worry about losing gear. And then they said match point is going to spawn different locations for players and the bricks. So I really liked adding a little bit of dynamicness to the objectives within the mode. And then something that's going to have some mixed opinions as well as the new operator we talked about with the shield, the razor wire. The shield is going to be able to be shot out. So there's like a little window where he looks, you can shoot that out eventually with guns, and he has a grappling hook. They actually showed gameplay of him grappling hook somebody through smoke that he couldn't even see and pulling them in and bonking the death with the shield. The shield does bonk people, knocks them down, a couple hits kills them. I hate shields in games. I'm going to be pretty negative on it. I don't like it. If you guys like it, that's going to be sweet. I thought the razor wire they had is awesome. I think if you're in the operations mode and you know you got a couple players down, you need to slow the enemies down while you heal or revive or reload or something like that, throwing that down on some stairwells and things. Area denial is really, really cool. Dolphin dive is coming. That was in one of my leaked videos that has been confirmed. So dolphin dive is coming. I know it's easy with Black Ops 6 this year, having the Omni movement being super crazy fast movement. I don't think this is going to be too bad. I don't mind dolphin dive if it's used correctly in games with a big cooldown and you can't shoot while you're doing it. And it truly appears in this game that it is a way to get out of danger. So if you're running and you're getting shot at, that last little bit to get to cover, you can dive. That's what it feels like. It feels more defensive than offensive. So I don't think it's going to be a problem, but I know that can raise some eyebrows when you hear about dolphin dive coming. Grenades. A grenade launcher is coming to the assault ops, and a smoke grenade launcher is coming to support ops. So assault's getting a grenade launcher, support getting smoke. 3 new weapons, an AR, an SMG, and an LMG. So good stuff there. New skins are coming, of course. There's going to be toy box weapon charms. So this is varying a little bit. They said they wanted to keep things kind of more, you know, specific to being kind of tactical and stuff like that when it comes to skins. These are goofy skins, but they're just charms. So you can take that for what it's worth. But we're getting out there as far as skins goes. I totally expected that. They're from a new kind of brick called a turd brick. There's no D. I didn't say turd brick. They are turd bricks. By the way, if you have turd bricks, you need to drink more water. But the turd bricks you can buy with alloy or earn them in game. So you can get some of those different charms. It also has a way to sell them and get more things. And there's like a whole flow chart, and it's not something I care about with cosmetics anyway. There's going to be new battle pass, of course, for the season. They're changing the missions. So there's overall going to be less missions for the same reward. So they're taking it from 99 down to 77. You finish the season task, you get the 3x3 safe box, and it says on there that it is time limited, but essentially they streamlined the tasks with less of them, but you get the same amount of rewards, if that makes sense. You have to do less things, get the same amount of stuff. Then they talked about the Black Hawk Down campaign made of 7 chapters. They gave a little bit of a intro to each chapter. I don't think that's really worth talking about on here. It just essentially breaks down into 7 missions. No price. And they actually said twice that it's not perfect, but they really want us to enjoy it. So that makes me wonder if there's going to be bugs and stuff. This is the first kind of live stream where you actually start to feel like these devs are human. You know, a lot of studios struggle with games and stuff, and so far DeltaForce has largely been W after W after W. But not hearing about console, some of these cosmetics, the shield op, the Black Hawk Down campaign, not having a price announced, the mobile delay, they're starting to come back down to earth just a little bit. I'm not mad or upset. I'm just giving you guys the news. I totally understand it. Developing games is hard. I get it. 30 gigabytes that you can install and uninstall separately. So I thought that was really important. If you play the mission, you want it off your machine, you can get rid of it and still continue to play operations or warfare. There's going to be a lot of new cosmetics, of course. That appears to be one of the ways they are making money off the game. So expect new armaments, ways to earn skins, missions, and login rewards. There's going to be playlists in Warfare for the new maps. So you'll get to play on those new maps and just experience those and not have to go through the other ones. And then they talked about the season 2025 roadmap graphics. Again, console and controller support is absent from here. I'm sorry, guys. But there is some other things of note here. The next season after this one will be night ops with, I'm assuming, night vision goggles and things like that on some of the maps, as well as you're going to be able to, they said in the season 3, they're going to be having a new warfare type map that you've never seen before, and it's going to have earthquakes and levolution and stuff like that. They're continuing to work on destruction and stuff like that. Then they talked about how mobile was moved later on to this summer. And then over on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken, they announced that all this stuff is coming a week from now in January 18th. So overall, that's the main things from 2 hours that I condensed way down for you. I just wanted to show you guys and get you guys the information that was there and save you 2 hours of going through that live stream with a lot of kind of fluff and things like that. This is the info. And I think overall, I would give it a B plus. I would probably give it a B plus. And mainly because the pluses are, there's a ton of content here. There's a ton of cosmetics. There's a ton of things to work for. There's going to be a lot of stuff to experience on both sides. 2 new maps for warfare, 2 new map experiences for operations, as well as an arena mode. There is a metric buttload of content here. So there's a lot to get into, and that is amazing and much appreciated. There's a lot of cosmetics to work for and to grind for if that's your cup of tea. But I have to say, nothing about console is crazy where they said it's Q1, and nothing really about controller support. I know that's a big bummer for a lot of you guys, so that's why I would knock down on the grade just a little bit. And then it was a little bit troubling whenever they kind of dodged questions about MMR. They said that they're going to, the reason that you're getting long matchmaking times is because they've added servers. So that makes the amount of people on servers less. That's why you might be playing the same players. They kind of dodged that a little bit. Totally dodged console and controller support, didn't talk about that, and then delayed the mobile version. So there was largely pluses. Overall, a really big W, but a couple things that are a little bit negative to go over within this thing. So that's what I thought of it. Guys, please let me know down in the comments what you thought of everything. I would love to know. There's a ton of awesome content creators making information. You could have watched the official versions and got the information there. The fact that you watched my video means the world to me. I really appreciate it, and I would love to see you on the next one.